The Middle East is heating up with new developments. Stay tuned for the latest updates. A new Iranian-backed Iraqi militia, the Thawriyyun group, claimed responsibility for 2 rocket attacks targeting United States forces in Iraq and Syria on July 25th. The attacks targeted Ain al-Assad Air Base in Iraq and the Conoco Mission Support Site in Syria. United States and Iraqi officials confirmed no damage from these attacks. The Thawriyyun group is connected to the Islamic Resistance in Iraq, a coalition of Iranian-backed Iraqi militias. They have threatened to continue attacks until United States forces withdraw from Iraq. This marks a resurgence of attack campaigns by Iranian-backed Iraqi militias targeting United States forces in the region. Former United States President Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Florida on July 26th to discuss ceasefire and hostage negotiations between Israel and Hamas. Trump called for the immediate release of Israeli hostages in the Gaza Strip, while Netanyahu did announce plans to send negotiators to Rome soon. The meeting followed separate meetings between Netanyahu and United States President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris in Washington, D.C. on July 25th. These high-level discussions aim to address ongoing tensions and work towards a resolution in the Israel-Hamas conflict. An anonymous Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps Quds Force official claimed that Iran has delivered electromagnetic bombs to Lebanese Hezbollah. These bombs are designed to disable Israeli communication systems, electricity grids, and radars. The Quds Force official stated that Iran tested dozens of these weapons through other members of the Axis of Resistance to create a database capable of defeating Israeli air defenses. This claim, though unverified, is part of a larger effort by Iran and its allies to deter Israel from launching a major military offensive into Lebanon. Iranian President-elect Masoud Pezeshkian discussed the regime's responsibility in addressing cultural and economic issues in an interview with the official website of Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei. Pezeshkian emphasized the need for the regime to rely on experts and technocrats, and to use evidence and science to inform policy. He stressed his subordination to and close alignment with Khamenei, indicating his limited ability to make fundamental changes without Khamenei's backing. This approach marks a shift from former President Ibrahim Raizi's more ideological and less expert-driven administration. The Israel Defense Forces Gaza Division conducted clearing operations in Beit Hanun and Beit Lahia in the northern Gaza Strip. The Israel Defense Forces Netza Yehuda Battalion destroyed Hamas anti-tank positions and rigged to detonate buildings in Beit Hanun. The Israel Defense Forces Northern Brigade destroyed a Hamas tunnel over 1 kilometer long in Beit Lahia, which contained weapons and materials for prolonged underground operations. Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad attacked Israeli forces with explosively formed penetrators, rocket-propelled grenades, and sniper fire in Tal al-Hawa. Israeli forces engaged Palestinian fighters in at least 4 locations in the West Bank. The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigades and Palestinian Islamic Jihad's Jenin Battalion targeted Israeli forces with small arms fire in Askar al-Jadad refugee camp and Jenin. Palestinian fighters detonated an improvised explosive device targeting Israeli forces in Jenin. Israeli forces mapped the house of a Palestinian fighter involved in a recent complex attack, and issued a notice to destroy the house of another fighter involved in an earlier attack that killed an Israel Defense Forces officer. Lebanese Hezbollah has conducted at least 8 attacks into northern Israel since July 25th. These attacks included launching one-way attack drones targeting Israeli forces near Shtula. Israel Defense Forces Northern Command Commander Major General Ori Gordon visited the Golani Brigade's combat team and spoke with brigade commanders stationed in northern Israel. Gordon emphasized the Israel Defense Forces' commitment to changing the security situation in northern Israel and mentioned that Israel would launch a decisive attack when the time comes. The Israel Defense Forces has eliminated over 500 Hezbollah fighters in Lebanon.